Hello, it's Piff the Magic Dragon. It may seem like it's 5 p.m. to you, but to me, it's 9:23. So, coming up on the show today, we're going to show you Nathan Macintosh's episode, which is one of my favorites. I met Nathan in Montreal, and, you know, I thought we hit it off. I don't know whether Nathan agrees, but now we're buddies in my world, and therefore, I managed to persuade him to come onto the podcast, video, show, TV, PiffTV, Piff's Golden Hour, whatever this is called, and it was good. It was a fun episode, and the reason we're doing catch-up episodes because next week we're going to be on Twitch. That's right, starting Monday, June 1st, we will be on Twitch. And then you can catch up after, like the next day on YouTube or Facebook. But basically, you should just watch it live on Twitch because it'd be way more fun than catching up later. Even though if you can't watch it on Twitch for whatever reason, you should also catch up on Facebook and YouTube. So that's that. All right, we'll see you tomorrow morning.
Welcome to Come Out with Francis.
Come Up with Francis.
I'm here with local lizard expert Henry Chin, who's going to tell us about some of the wildlife native to the Mojave Desert. Henry?
Yes, what a lot of people don't understand is that there's several different types of lizards out in the Mojave Desert. People drive by, they don't even recognize the lizard types. They think there's just a lizard. Somebody sees one, they say, hey, what did you see? So this is a lizard, but there's different genres, different flavors, if you will, of these lizards. It's all quite fascinating.
Like, you mean like sometimes when I'm in the casino, there's like a really old lizard with like an oxygen tank who's just plunging money in the machine. They got like scaly skin and it's kind of flaking off everywhere.
No, I'm talking about like an actual literal
yeah,
lizard.
that's what I'm talking about.
You're talking about a person and calling them a lizard, which isn't very nice, but I'm talking about like the animal, the lizard. I'm a herpetologist.
A herpetologist?
Yes, it's the study of lizardry.
You're into herps?
No. You're confusing again. I'm talking about herpetology is the study of, technically, I guess, amphibians and also reptiles. A lot of people don't know the distinction. So I guess I would be considered a specialist within the...
Yeah, man, I'm not getting herpes again, so I'm done with this.
I don't.
That guy's got tons of herpes all over him, so what he's saying.
There are multiple lizards within the desert. I'm not quite sure. Are you... He's not coming back. Are you... Oh. It smells awful.
We're here with herpes master Henry Chin.
Good morning. Welcome to Piff the Magic Dragon's Golden Hour with me, Piff the Magic Dragon, coming to you live from the Piff the Magic Dragon TV studio in my garage, which is where I built it. So that's nice, isn't it? Every single Monday through Friday, 10 a.m., 5 p.m., I will be here with me, little Mr. Piffles. Come on, wake up, buddy. Wake up. No, look, why have you got your butt to the camera today? Look, just come, no. Oh, you got to come over here. There you go. All right. And Jade Simone, but she's usually just does the 5 p.m. because she likes to sleep through this one. We'll be here learning how to make a TV show while my regular show at the Flamingo Hotel and Casino every single night at 8 p.m. is on hold due to the coronavirus outbreak and everything we're doing to make sure everyone stays safe, which is always a good thing. And honestly, I hope this helps someone, you know, even if it just gives you something to do for a couple of hours a day, because the rest of the time you're just sitting indoors staring at a window. Alex, you relate to that?
No, I'm here every waking hour.
Yeah, you are. You are here. Let's all say hi to Alex this morning. Alex, let's get the camera on you.
Hang on.
Come on. Let's just have a little.
Pink again.
Why?
Pink.
Why are you so pink over there? It's so weird. Why you're so pink? How you been today, Alex? What you been up to?
Today? I was up super early. I don't know why.
Why were you up so early?
No idea.
What time?
Well, I know why actually. It's because I left my iPad and my laptop here, so I had nothing to do. So I went to bed at about 8:30 last night. So that I was up first thing, and then I accidentally used my dog's toothbrush.
Again?
No, I was just using Monday's story today.
Oh.
As, because that's how material works. It's not always honest.
No, on Monday,
'cause
you're
your
right.
material is always honest.
Yeah, on Monday you use your dog's toothbrush.
I thought you'd yes and my bit, but no, apparently
No,
not.
I
Because
did yes and it.
We're shooting stuff down today.
I
so-
did yes and it. I just thought you made the same mistake twice, which would have been twice as hilarious.
No, I didn't.
Why did you not? What does your dog's toothbrush look like?
It's very similar to mine, which was a mistake in purchasing, to be honest.
Did you get a double pack and be like, oh, I can use one of
One
these for my dog?
Yeah, pretty much. But it tastes of chicken because that's what his toothpaste tastes like.
Yeah. Piff always gets meat-flavored toothpaste with just nothing for his breath, which is the reason I brush his teeth.
It's not bad though.
What's that?
If you use it on your own, it's not the worst.
Chicken-flavored toothpaste.
Yeah, it's a nice change.
I'm a vegan, so
Oh,
you know,
true.
I have to use like mud-flavored toothpaste.
It's all beak that goes into the toothpaste. It's just what's left from KFC, basically.
Oh, the chicken, you mean? Yeah, they just think, all right, what bits couldn't we strip from KFC? It's just
Beak and feet.
I bought some dog treats, and they were some, I don't know, 80% chicken, 10% wheat or something, 5% ash. Ash. Dogs like, delicious soot. Oh, I love it. All right, coming up on today's show, comedian Nathan Macintosh. Also, it's census time in America right now, where every household is mailed an envelope to put in the trash. So today, I want to take a census of our audience, which is you. I need you to be counted. In the comments on Facebook or on YouTube, tell us how often you watch this show. Is this your first time? Have you been watching for the last 2 weeks? Have you seen every single episode? I can't believe anyone has seen every episode other than the inmates at Guantanamo Bay. Boy. Guantanamo Boy, that is a musical waiting to be made.
That's going to be a cold open next week now.
That really is, yeah. Other than the inmates at Guantanamo Bay who have to watch until they talk, they're begging to be waterboarded. But if you have watched every single show, let us know. And also, why don't you share it with your friends, your family, or maybe even your enemies? The chances are they have nothing else going on right now. Regular viewers will have noticed that we start every morning with a cold open. That's right, that's what that come out with Francis thing. Now, some of those are sketches that we have it in the vault, like that old Francis bit, and some of them are sketches that we shoot the day before based on quite often a flimsy premise, like what would happen if John Lennon came back from the dead to play chess with me? What would happen if Abraham Lincoln released a cologne? What would happen if there was a miniature me reenacting a scene from Seinfeld on an actual model of the Seinfeld set while the regular me looks on, just so I can write off the $500 I spent on a tiny Seinfeld set? These are some of the things that we've all thought about. I'm just the only one courageous enough to bring them to life. Incidentally, these sketches can sometimes last 30 seconds or maybe even up to a minute, but they all take hours to put together. Mr. Piffle's karaoke from Wednesday, 6 hours. The stock market we had the week before, when Mr. Piffles talked about the stock market, we were editing until 3 a.m. the night before doing the show, and then we woke up to do the show. Making these sketches is like trying to breed pandas. It takes ages, and often the outcome dies. Well, today we're giving you the chance to choose what Monday's cold open will be. That way, if it's terrible, you only have yourself to blame. On our Facebook story right now and our Instagram story, there's a poll, and you can vote for the sketch you want to see on Monday morning. We'll see what the winner is tonight, and over the weekend, we'll make it. Won't we, Alex?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is literally comedy on demand. It's like Uber for jokes. It's like Postmates for comedy. So here's what you need to do. You have to choose from A, Pirate Blue Modeling. That's right. Puppy Barbershop Quartet. That's the second choice. Medieval QVC. or Mr. Pibbles does stand-up. Let's do those choices again. So your first choice is pirate blue modeling. And by the way, we're not going to explain them. You just have to think, oh, that sounds interesting. Puppy barbershop quartet, medieval QVC, or Mr. Pibbles does stand-up. Originally, there was a fifth option called Orange Businessman, who's out of his depth, but we had to remove it after a Russian bot tried to vote for it 1,000 times. So choose the one you want to see brought to life. Head to Facebook or Instagram, place your vote, and we'll make it happen. We might end up doing others, the other ones too, if we get stuck much longer inside this garage. The gold mine of ideas is only so deep. But the winner will be live here, 10 a.m. Pacific time, Monday morning. All right. Our guest today is comedian Nathan Macintosh. I met him in Just for Laughs. Alex, is he standing by?
He is.
All right. Now, we can only show a short bit of his stand-up because we keep getting removed for copyright. So let's watch like a small, tiny piece of Nathan.
I've just never liked the Beatles. I find them overrated myself. I think it's funny every once in a while there's a big debate, right? People go, let's figure this out once and for all. Who was better, the Beatles or the Stones? One of those bands is still here. That's the better band. If you bought 2 toasters in the 60s, one of them worked for a while and then stopped, and the other toaster was still out there, toasting the hits night after night. It just went back on a 35-city toasting tour.
Yes, Nathan is here. Hello, Nathan. That's all we can show.
Hi, Piff. How are you?
That's it. That's all we have, Nathan. It's just we keep showing these videos and our whole thing gets taken down in the middle of the show.
I didn't know that I would be watching myself. I couldn't tell you why I was that angry that day, Piff, but thank you for having me. I appreciate you having me on.
Well, thank you for being so much more calm than you were shouting about toasters.
I can't shout about toasters every day, you know? It's we're living in a quarantine. You gotta stay calm here, like Mr. Piffles there.
Yeah, you've got a Chihuahua too, right?
I do, and I would joke before I went to Just for Laughs, no joke, that my Chihuahua was going to do a gala, and then I did a gala where I watched you and Mr. Piffles perform, and I thought, wow, it is possible to have a Chihuahua do a gala.
Yeah, Chihuahuas have dreams too, Nathan. And maybe your Chihuahua was dreaming of a gala and you were joking about it and the Chihuahua was like, oh, finally, my shot.
That was the joke in the house. We're like, she would say all the time, like, I did a gala. Doesn't Just for Laughs know? And be like, yeah. And then I get there, and either way, how are you?
I'm good. I mean, I'm fine. The dog is depressed because he's not Just for Laughs doing the gala. The best times are behind him, aren't they? Aren't they, buddy? I'm good. I built a TV studio in the garage just so that I wouldn't go completely crazy. What have you done during quarantine?
First of all, this looks really great.
Yeah,
I love what you've done. I love the asking. It's great. The whole this is great. I haven't made a TV studio yet. I'm trying to come up with some stuff, doing my podcast and such, Positive Anger, and just also, I guess, trying not to go crazy.
But you live in New York, so in Vegas, where I am, like, you know, land is cheap. The same money I paid for this house, my friend has a 1-bedroom apartment in southeast London, and every morning she goes downstairs and there's a man doing crack in her alley. So.
Yeah, well, this, yeah, you can't. I've kind of spruced it up today, but this is actually the inside of a Honda Civic.
Yeah.
Probably for the same price that you pay in Vegas. Yes.
I used to have an apartment in London, and they sold it to me because no one wanted the kitchen, because I don't cook, I don't care. But if you wanted to turn around in the kitchen, you'd have to exit the kitchen, turn around and go back in because it was that thin. It was like that thin.
Wow. Yeah, I kind of got lucky, and I live in an older place. This building, I think, was made 1927, and I think people used to kind of care about people then, before the Great Depression, and then they decided, look, screw them, we'll make tiny little kitchens that you have to go straight into and straight out of.
I mean, I was fine with that. No, I never went in the kitchen. Is Michael Che paying your rent?
Michael Che is paying my rent.
Oh, what a nice guy.
It's pretty nice of him. I don't happen to live in that building. Well, wasn't that a really nice story? Amazing.
Unbelievable.
160 people.
I'm
yeah,
paying
it's so
nobody's
nice.
rent.
It's such a.
The dog's paying my rent.
If I had the money, yeah, I wouldn't pay anybody's rent. I would. If I had the money, I would drive around yelling at people in their apartments, in the buildings, to pay their rent. You know, myself. Yeah. Have you ever done any big charity things? Like, you ever given a bunch of money away, or?
Yeah, but not for a good reason. I mean, there's always been some sort of self-serving purpose behind it. Like, we did this thing where I would auction croissants off. You know, like terrible. We would go to Walgreens and we would buy 5 croissants, and then we did like 5 shows over a week, and I would sell these croissants at like 1 a.m. to drunk people in Vegas. And in like, I don't know, like 3 months, we made $15,000, and then we gave that all away to charity. But, you know, I was getting paid to be there, and I was reaping the benefits of the press. So everything I've done has been tied to that. Have you ever given away a large sum of money for no discernible benefit?
What's a large sum? What constitutes a large sum of money?
Anything that hurts. It's like that story in the Bible when, you know, there's some rich man sharing, like, people with, like, you know, he's making it rain in the temple, and then there's an old lady putting 2 coins in her, and Jesus are like, yeah, that old lady, she can't, you know, she's giving all she can afford, whereas this guy's just making it rain on a daily basis. He doesn't care. So anything where you're like the old lady in the Jesus story, anything where Jesus would be looking at you going, yes, Nathan, you've given more than you can afford. Good job.
Well, again, it all hurts because this is the inside of a Honda Civic, but no, I'll say no. I've definitely donated some money to places, but anything that, like, I went, oh God, I can't press send. No, I don't think I have. I feel bad about that now.
One time, we did this special offer where if you came to the show, then with a can of dog food, you would get a poster, like Piff the Magic Dragon, and we would collect all the dog food, and then we would give it to a homeless dog shelter or whatever they're called. I don't know. They're not homeless dogs, are they?
Stray dogs.
Stray dogs. The dogs that are about to be shot, you know. The rescue dogs.
Yes.
A pound, whatever it is. So we did it, and we got 3 cans for the whole time. But 3 months later, there was this guy who donated 40 tons of dog food. 40 tons. It turned up in like 3 huge semi-trucks or whatever those big trucks are called. And I got a call, hey, can you go down and can you say something about this? And I was like, why? And they said, well, you know, because they did this because of you. And I was like, really? This guy gave away 40 tons because 3 months ago he heard that he might be able to get a free poster for it. So anyway, I went down there, and I'm on the news now saying, you know, thank you very much for donating this thing. Turns out my publicist just heard about this story, then decided that he would pretend to me that this guy had donated it because of me. And I was there like taking all the credit while the guy's wife who was on site was like furious and was like off camera losing her shit basically that a little dragon was taking credit for 40 tons of dog food. That was a great day.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't pay. It doesn't even pay when you try, you know?
No. Why try? You know, I couldn't. 40 tons of dog food, that's a lot. It took them a whole day to unload it. That was selfish. He didn't pay for the labor.
40, I mean, I have, again, we both have Chihuahuas, so I have a bag of food that probably lasts 3 months or something. I can't even put into perspective what, to me, 40 tons of dog food sounds like it will feed every dog on the planet.
Yeah. I used to buy 1 bag, like you, but 1 bag, 3 months. And then Jade, you met Jade, my girlfriend, she started feeding like the dog's chicken and like, you know, food from a cat, really luxury food. And now they won't touch the dog food. I used to feed him for 3 months on $40.
Yeah, well, this is also why you can't, you know, back to the charity thing. You pay somebody's rent 1 month, then the next month they're like, hey, I'm not paying my own rent this month. You did it.
Yeah, Michael Che's got some hurting coming.
Rest of his life, he's going to have to go into that building. Rest of his life. Again, super nice thing that he's done.
How much? Oh, I mean, it's amazing. It's like when didn't Chance the Rapper like give away $1 million or something?
To who?
Sounds about right.
For
And
a while
Rihanna.
ago, he gave away $1 million. But like,
The pressure's really on Colin Jost now to step up and do something.
yeah, what's Colin Jost gonna do? Colin?
What's Lorne Michaels going to do? I mean, this man has all of the money. Truthfully, if Michael Che is going to pay the rent for one building, I think Lorne Michaels should pay everybody's rent in New York State.
I agree. Because the other thing is what people don't understand about show business is the money that, like, you know, I'm writing a check to Piff the Magic Dragon. Well, that check is like taken apart by many people along the way. So the bit that gets to Piff the Magic Dragon is much smaller than the original check. Now, Michael Che is the same. His check is much smaller than the original one. Like, it's just a lot of money for Michael Che to give away.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money that, yes, an entertainment lawyer is going to be very angry that they did not get.
Yes. No, I think. Oh.
No, they've already got their bit.
No, I think they've already got their bit. I think Michael J. Michael J. Fox. Michael J. is giving away money off the net.
Yeah.
Off the net.
No, I know. I just say, I'm saying, well, first of all, I believe an entertainment lawyer, they would have already been paid, but it's not like they don't want to go back in for another 5%, you know? They would easily, if somebody would like, hey, we'll pay you twice, they would take it. I tried to, just out of your head, if you try to calculate it just for fun, let's say the rent is $800. Let's just say 160 people. You're talking about 128 grand somewhere in there. I mean, no matter how you look at it, it is unbelievably super generous, nice, and Lorne Michaels really needs to.
Yeah, somebody needs to step up. This is like 128 net is like, I don't know, $2 million gross. That's how much the entertainment lawyers get. It's like $8 billion. It's like the gross national product.
It's 4 #1 hit movies back to back to back.
Exactly.
Nobody puts that into account. I really think that people see people on TV and they're like, well, they must be very rich. They probably don't pay for anything. You're like, no, I mean, as you say, there's things to pay for, and there's people that want that money. That gross and then net is a disgusting discrepancy that I don't understand why more people aren't angry about. Everybody, every job.
Every job. The more you see a comedian, when you see Kevin Hart surrounded by people, well, that's very expensive. It's expensive to have friends in show business, all right? Unless they're Alex.
I mean, well, this is costing me a ton of money.
Yeah, it's huge. How big is your entourage these days?
I keep it, well, everybody has to stand 6 feet apart, obviously, so it is still my entourage, but it might not look like it from the outside. But I try to keep it at about 6, 7.
Yeah, no, that's a good amount. A minivan. A minivan is always a good amount.
What about yourself? How many people you got walking around?
We got like 15 yes men on the books. Oh, the dog's the worst. He's got like nine bitches inside, don't you, buddy? Just feeding him grapes on a daily basis.
Do you have the one dog, Mr. Piffles, or you have other dogs as well?
We've only got one that performs. We do
but do you have other chihuahuas?
Yeah, we got one other chihuahua who looks identical. He could be a stunt dog, but he and he's like the friendliest dog. Mr. Piffles, if you come into his dressing room, he'll bite you. He will just run at you and bite your ankle, even though he sleeps like this 24/7. But the other dog is the friendliest dog, and then you take him on stage and he starts shaking, and it's like, it's not a pretty look. There is no look.
That's funny.
It does not look good to be out there on stage with a dog who does not want to be there. That's not good for comedy.
Yeah, people think you're abusing this animal.
Yeah, right. Whereas Piffles, he's there like snoring away. He literally snores. I put the microphone to him and he just, he's like a human snoring. He does that on stage.
Again, my Chihuahua really looks up to Mr. Piffles. This is who she wants to be. She sees Mr. Piffles in the suits, in the furs, with the money and the glory, and she says, "Why not me?" You know?
Yeah, and why not, Nathan?
I do a lot of yelling on stage that, as you saw, that I think would startle her.
Now, you're based in New York, so you must do that crazy, we're going to go and do 9 shows in a night thing. How does your voice hold up?
Well, it's a decent question. Only at Just for Laughs do I actually use my voice. When I'm in the city, I do a lot of miming. I whisper. I try to choose. This is what I do if I'm being serious. I walk out on stage and I turn and I look at the crowd and I say, "Do these people deserve a show?"
Right.
And if the answer is no, I'll whisper, and if it's yes, I will yell. But I drink a lot of tea, and when I'm not on a stage, I try to stay pretty calm.
That's how Ali Wong tests her material, by whispering it. Do you know that? She goes out and she's like, you know, if it works when you whisper it, it's going to work when you scream it in the face of children, as I do for money.
Yes, this is how it works. If it works with nothing behind it, it will work with everything behind it.
Well, there's that. Now, you're from Canada originally.
Yeah, I'm from Nova Scotia, Halifax, Nova Scotia.
I've never been there. We've been all over Canada as well. We even went to Newfoundland.
Okay, that's past me. Where'd you go in Newfoundland? St. John's?
St. John's, Corner Brook, some other place. Yeah.
Moncton.
Yeah, you Deer Moose Lake, whatever it was called.
Yeah, Rat Scratch.
Did you like? Did you like Newfoundland?
I loved it. We had a really good time there. It's so nice.
Yeah.
You know, and
it is. The people are amazing. The place itself is gorgeous. If people in Newfoundland, I'll say this: if people in Newfoundland could pay the rents of people in New York, like Mr. Michael Che, they would do it.
They would.
Unfortunately, it's very hard to pay for rent with like a moose pie and an anecdote from your uncle. It's tough.
It's very difficult. So you were in Halifax, Nova Scotia. And then at what point did you go, I'm going to New York, not one of the bigger Canadian cities like Newfoundland?
Well, I did live in Toronto for a few years because I was like, it's impossible to go from New York or Halifax to New York. I lived in Toronto for a while and then moved here. Yeah. And it was scary.
Alex lives in Toronto, or he did, didn't he?
I did until I'm not allowed back over the border. Now I'm stuck here.
No, Alex. Do you know? You probably don't know Alex. This is Alex. We're going to show you. We're going to show you Alex. Alex lived in Canada for a long time, and now he's not allowed in the country.
What? Hi, Alex. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Like he had a house there, and now he can't go back to it. Why is that, Alex?
What'd you do?
Well, no, because I'm not a resident there or a citizen. I just took up residence.
How were you living there then?
Well, because I didn't need anything. I didn't, I just went there whenever I didn't have to be in America. It became sort of home.
How long could you stay? What was the maximum you could stay?
You could stay a long time as a Brit.
Oh, because you're British?
Yeah, because it's like Commonwealth index. We used to own it.
Really?
This is what I was going to ask. Yeah, Canada. We had to ask you guys if we could be our own country, and
we graciously agreed.
You politely said yes, but now we have the Queen on our money.
And she will stay there
for the rest of time.
Yeah.
So wait, we were like, okay, you can have your own country, but we can come and stay in it as long as we want for any time.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, apparently not.
Well,
Alex is not allowed back to his house.
No, that's an issue at the moment. But when I can, it's a lovely place.
Can I ask quickly here, Alex? And again, very nice to meet you. If you were British, isn't there a way to kind of maybe not easily, but more easily than other places apply for residency in Canada?
Yeah, I didn't know the pandemic was coming. Otherwise, I would have got that done by now. But
got you. Yes, this is.
Yeah. Look at you. Instead, we'll come back to Piff.
He's not in the ceiling, Alex. That looks creepy when you look up there. It looks creepy. You're like, wait, have we got Nathan in the garage roof like a squirrel? Is he living
at a terrible angle? So I kind of got to play to it.
Do you? Well, try and play to it then. You're still not playing to it.
There we go. Is that better?
No, it's worse.
I sort of look like I'm falling I feel like I'm falling into the set now.
Yeah, I didn't apply for citizenship, but I probably should get around to doing that. In short, and I imagine it is easier being British. I maybe can just write a letter and ask for it. I don't know, but we'll find out.
Wow, great bit, Alex. Really great bit. Really.
We can stay on it if you want, but I was just getting it done.
I have a couple more questions actually. If we could go back.
Go for it.
I don't have any more questions.
Nathan was coming in there with a comedy life raft, and then he was like, no, I'll just let him get eaten by the sharks. It's too dangerous to swim. Now, Nathan, you've been on basically all of the late night shows. You've done Fallon, Colbert, Conan. How do you go about preparing for one of those?
You it's a lot of back and forth with agents and the people at these places. You write down some jokes and you say, I would like to say this, and they go, great, no. They're like, if you could figure out something else to say, and you go, great, I'll do exactly what you said, and they'll go, perfect. And you write it down, you go, I followed your rules, and they go, nope. And you got to keep playing that game for a little while, and then you got your 5 minutes together. You run around the city putting it together to yell at people, and then you go in there and you do it.
And you enjoy it when you do it, or you're there like rabbit in the headlights, just trying to remember the next words?
I've always had a good time. Conan was scary. This is the first one of those that I've done. The other ones I had a lot more fun with because I sort of knew what to expect. You know, when you go out there, you don't talk to the other celebrities. They just don't. It's not worth it. They don't care. You know, hey, Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis doesn't care. He's in there selling a giant movie. I'm in there talking about cotton candy or pants. You know, so, but I've had more fun on the other ones for sure.
So, by the way, if you want to see Nathan on these shows, then Google Nathan Macintosh, Fallon, Colbert, Conan. Watch them. They're amazing. We wanted to use that whole set, but we couldn't because the internet was going to take us down again. You believe this, Nathan? Every time we show a video, the internet just wipes us out.
I'll say that now that we're all living inside of our houses and in our minds, it's wild that there are still certain rules that they live by. If it was up to me, Piff, I'd let you play whatever you wanted to on this show.
Thank you. I appreciate that in lieu of you not paying my rent for the next month.
We'll see what happens next month.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Now, what are you up to at the moment? What's your next project?
Like I said, right now I'm doing my podcast. I'm doing more episodes every week on Patreon. Positive Anger. It's on iTunes and wherever you listen to podcasts. And you know, trying to not go crazy, man. I might start a talk show just to do something.
Yeah, like Nathan Macintosh, live from the Civic.
Yes,
You can
I
have
like that.
somebody in
Live
your
from the
passenger
Civic.
seat. You can have your dog in the glove box.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
We
very
get
nice.
questions out of the ashtray.
Yeah, perfect. Do you still have an ashtray in your car? Oh God, this is worse than I thought, Nathan. You're just there with a cigarette lighter for heat.
There's certain things I will not let go of.
Right. And that's smoking your way to warmth in your car. If you like Nathan Macintosh, which everyone does, then check out Nathan's podcast, Positive Anger. You've also got a special on... I don't know. It's not
I wrote
written down.
those cards, it's not on
CTV,
there.
right?
Yeah, and I have a couple comedy albums.
Oh, there we go. That's
I Wasn't
easier.
Talking and To the Point, which are both on iTunes as well.
I got halfway in that sentence and I was like, I've definitely memorized this. And then as the sentence continued, it was apparent that I had not memorized the name of the channels. It's like Comedy Scene? CTV?
Comedy Network in
Oh,
Canada.
that's-
Comedy Network.
There you go. I was going to say Comedy Central, and I knew I was going to be wrong. And then I looked down, and I saw Alex's spider writing, and I was like, oh, God, there's no way out of this. There's no way. So, well, thank you very much for... and when are you going to come to Vegas? Have you got any dates booked?
I was supposed to come for the cellar. The last time I was there, we weren't able to meet up. I would. Well, I don't know. When's the pandemic over, you think?
Well, in Vegas, I don't know, because it's like you've got the health and safety of not wanting anyone to, groups to congregate, versus casinos, and that is a battle royale. Who knows who's going to win that one? So it could be like next week, or it could be 2021. Nobody knows that here.
The casinos are closed, though, right?
Yeah, except you can still bet in the garages. If you want to fill up your car with gas and lose all your money, you can do that still.
Okay. Well, next time I am out there for sure, I'll definitely hit you up.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you then, Nathan. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate you.
Thanks, buddy. All right. Coming up on tonight's show, we got the Piff Pod, where me, Jade, who else is going to? Francis, Matt Donnelly, and Alex are going to be telling our worst tour stories from the Piff tour. Who else? Maybe we should see if Zach can come in, and Javon and Natalie.
Everyone who's been scarred, yeah.
Everyone who's been scarred, we're going to get them on the podcast tonight. All right, you can probably subscribe and other things on to make sure that you keep seeing these. And then this is where our end credits is going to go when Joey finally makes them. So here come the end credits. Dum 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 dum.